Well, good morning, friend. I'll tell you, I was coming on here to give you the conclusion to the eclipse prophecy, except it's not really concluded in my book. If you look, I published a video saying that a sign was coming with the eclipse, and then that was March 17th. Then on March 26th, the Francis Scott Key Bridge got hit by a ship and knocked it into the Baltimore Harbor. And if you're not sure of this, you can go look it up. Francis Scott Key is the author of The Star-Spangled Banner. Then on April 5th, we had an earthquake that was a 4.8 on the Richter scale. Understand that, a 4.8. And it shook the Statue of Liberty. Now, on 4/8 is when the eclipse was, and that eclipse not only came, but it also arrived with the Devil's Comet. And if you now go look, this eclipse starts a 40-day countdown to Pentecost. And I'm not a person that's telling you that that's going to be the rapture, because I'm not here to tell you about rapture. Everybody accuses me of saying that's what I was saying, and it isn't. The point is, America's going to get a judgment. I'm the one who came to America like Jonah went to Nineveh. I've been telling you that from the beginning. America's going to get its judgment regardless of what you all say, because we manifested the thought of saint and flesh, and then we spread it to the world. And a Christian nation did this in my Father's name. We've turned corporations into gods, and we worship them, and our stocks have become our bonds. So I've never been here telling you the rapture's coming, because it told you that Mystery Babylon was going to get judged. And when Mystery Babylon gets judged, it said, "Flee from her, my people." So if America's Mystery Babylon, then you're still here according to the Bible, right? Or is he talking about some of them get lifted out and a lot get left behind because you got fooled by the Pharisees? That's up to you, friend. You can decide whatever you want. But this is the hour that I highly suggest you go get a red letter edition of the Bible and start reading what Jesus said and read. Because what the church is telling you is a lie. Them telling you to worship money and that God wants you to be rich is a lie. The streets of the kingdom are paved with gold. The currency of the kingdom, that's love. So if you're not going to do the things Jesus said, at the end of the age, he's going to deny you. He's going to say, "I don't know you. I was hungry, you didn't feed me. I was naked, you didn't clothe me. I was sick and in prison, and you didn't visit me. Depart from me, wicked servant." That's what he said he was going to say to you. So go read his parables. This is all there. He said, if you do not forgive, you will not be forgiven. The church lied to you about everything because they want you to glorify them. Now, there are good churches out there. I'm not saying they're not. But I'm telling you right now that there's a lot of deceivers out there. They are wiggling half tongues like snakes. And if you listen to them, they're going to take your salvation. And right now is a great time to go out and do the things Jesus asked while you still have the opportunity to go to the store and get some oil before it's too late. Because you know what's coming, friend. I mean, there's just no way God can't not harvest his crop. You get that, right? Because selfishness is overtaking the world, love is disappearing. My father's a farmer of love. He wanted people to rise in the spirit of love and become the spirit of love. When the crop is ripe, he must harvest. If you all will not continue to grow the crop, it's time for my father to take what he planted. You know what I mean? So if this is as mature as it's going to get, then it's time for harvest. So, but if you're not harvesting, then you need to go read those parables and understand that the seed that didn't fall in fertile soil died. You need to understand that he told you if you buried your treasure, that he was going to call you a wicked servant and throw you out. He told you at the end everybody was going to be busy doing everything except for what he told them to do, and few were going to enter the kingdom because few sought the kingdom here. Those parables were all about a kingdom here. All his kingdom-like statements were about a kingdom that you get here by doing the things he asked. But if you're not interested in getting the kingdom here and bringing it to your neighbor, then he has no interest in you entering his kingdom as the spirit of selfishness and causing suffering in his new kingdom. He is not going to run around and beat you with a rod of iron all the time. You all just don't get what he was saying. So I really suggest you go get a red letter edition of the Bible and start reading what Jesus said and read. And if you don't want to, that's great. But don't ask to have a seat in my Father's kingdom. If you won't sit with my Father in your secret place and give him some time, well, then you're going to end up in divorce just like you would if you didn't give your spouse any time, right? This is logic, friend. The word is logos. Stop letting them fool you with lies. All right? So just know that I love you because my Father loves you. I don't even want to tell you all these things. This is the promise I made to my Father. If you can't figure it out because I say these things, somebody's going to want to cast me from the vineyard. I've mentioned that many times. Understand this. This is why I'm telling you that. I want you to understand that I am so serious about my message that I'm willing to tell you the truth. I speak with a whole tongue. One half is truth, the other half is love. Right? Isn't that what a sword is? A two-edged sword? Love and truth, friend. That's what I'm giving you. I'm not angry at you. My Father was never angry. You aren't getting what's going on. I've been giving you all kind of videos explaining that. Go look at the Trinity explained visually. There's a whole lot more going on than I can explain to you. But if you don't make the right choice, you're not entering his kingdom, and all debt will be paid at the end of the age, and you'll be here to experience it. So if you're going to put your possessions ahead of God, my Father's going to let you keep them when he harvests his crop, and you won't be it. So I hope you're going to go read what Jesus said and understand for the first time that he was telling you, you receive the kingdom by grace, but the only way to keep it is to give it away. And now receive it by grace and then go give it away. Put your thoughts before God. Christ died on the cross to give you that right. If you don't want to accept that right, that was your free will choice. It wasn't my Father's and it wasn't the Son's. He told you the truth. You called him a liar. That's your fault, not his. So now go get a red letter edition of the Bible and read what Jesus said and understand that he was the truth and the life, or he was not the life and not the truth. You can't say he's a liar and then call him your king. He will not be your attorney when you're standing before your accuser at the end of the age. That's your choice. All right, friend, we just know I love you because my Father loves you, and may God bless you and yours.